All right, hi, this is Attica, and welcome to part 6 of Railway Empire 2. We're playing the Bella Italia DLC. We're playing the second scenario called Per La Famiglia, and we're going to wrap that one up in this episode. This is going to be a little different. I'm just going to give you some snippets of the action, describe a few key things, and let it go at that, because this is like an hour and 45 minutes of gameplay, and honestly, I'm too lazy to narrate the whole thing. There's just not that much to say. So let's just jump into it and see what we can come up with here. All right, you can see the requirements that we have at this point. Now these are tricky. It wants you to take cheese, pickled vegetables, and leather over to Palermo. Now Palermo has to grow enough for those products to go over there. And it's trickier still because if you'll notice, the pickled vegetables have to come from Reggio Calabria. So it needs to be made there, but we've already set that up in Catanzaro. We have pickled vegetables being made there. And we've got a line set up to run the pickled vegetables to our warehouse in Reggio Calabria, which we set up for that first task you see there about the cheese. And then if you look down at the third one, the February 1879 one, 24 loads of leather, they have to come from Apulia. So we have leather being made in Lecce, which is in the Apulia region, and it's already ready and made. And we've got trains scheduled there to run down to the warehouse in Reggio Calabria. And I was originally thinking of this as I'm going to have dedicated trains for cheese, dedicated pickles, pickled vegetables, dedicated leather out of Reggio Calabria warehouse. And it was honestly the way the game queues up the lines if you make them in advance. If you don't make them, if they don't exist, the stuff will not run from anywhere else to go to the warehouse, because there has to be the ability to deliver it somewhere, right? So you have to create that delivery from the warehouse to Palermo. And so anyway, I just ended up running a big old line that, a generic line between Reggio Calabria and Palermo to get this done. All right, so we flipped ahead a little bit to, I'm starting to set up the Sicily track. And what I did was actually planned on having 3 stations in Palermo. The very first one takes the first 6 basic building blocks, basically the first 6 things you need to grow your city. Then the second one takes the next 6, and the third one takes the balance. And the idea is that our little towns out here in Sicily can all go to that first station in Palermo and get the things they need, and then from there. We can have lines running to the others as needed to go ahead and grow Palermo, including a third warehouse, which is actually going to take the second warehouse takes the cheese. The third warehouse will take the leather and the pickled vegetables that we have to get. Here you can see kind of a snapshot of those 3 warehouses and how they're kind of organized. And the other 5 cities in Sicily just kind of mostly go to that first warehouse. And they each have 1 train that goes to the second warehouse, because some of the goods in there they could also use as they grow. But basically that first one is the city to city, and the others are just to contain some of the things we need. And I'll quickly say that I added a clothing industry in Palermo, textiles industry in Palermo, and put clothing over in Reggio Calabria, and so that I can have the cloth to take back to Reggio Calabria, and then bring clothing and leather and pickled beets or pickled vegetables and cheese over from Reggio over to Palermo. Now, I had a lot of money at this point, could open giant bonds, and did not want to have any delays by track or trains piling up. So I built a lot of track. I've got 4 lanes in each of those. You can see this beautiful superhighway of track going in from the southwest into Palermo. We've got a similar thing over on the eastern side. got a dedicated track. There's an entire dedicated track from the point where you cross into Sicily all the way to Palermo for the Reggio Calabria line, and then we've got all this stuff running down. I really did try to run stuff off the mountain as whenever I could and get it out in the flat spaces. I think that's the best way to deal with it. And here you can see setting up the line, Marsala to Palermo. So I just ran a couple of trains just so that they could exchange goods, so that they could bring the pasta over there that you make. And then here's our Argento has the sausages, and they'll bring sausages over and bring back goods when they can to help them grow. And actually all these cities grew nicely, and Palermo grew extremely nicely because it was, the center of attention. And here you can see we've got we're going to run one train from the other cities into that second warehouse so that it could pick up any items that it might need as it grows. So basically it was like four trains. And we get further over, like to the Syracuse and whatever that other city is, Messina, that are over there to the east. I ran more trains to that first station because it's a long haul over there. But otherwise, basically just set up everything. Set up citrus fruit, set up veggies, set up everything in advance so that, it would be ready to go as soon as Palermo got big enough to take the goods. I also ran dedicated lines from the hogs to the two cities that were making the sausages, from grain to the two cities that were out there making pasta, and from wine to the city Messina that had the wine factory. And then every raw material other than hogs that are not needed, all the raw materials go directly to Palermo. And except for the one you need for manufacturing, any of the other cities get their raw materials by picking them up at Palermo, which means Palermo gets first right of refusal, so to speak. So when Palermo's got enough, then it's freed up for the rest of the cities, and that's what we wanted. We wanted Palermo to grow rapidly. Once everything was set up, it was basically just watch it run, right? Watch it run, and then I had to go back out, kind of make sure I had these lines right coming out of Lecce for the leather, going over, and all that good stuff. And the thing that I found was I let some of the cities grow a little too much. Of course, we needed that to get our 1.5 million population for the whole network. But then you get competition for your cheese and for your leather and for your canned vegetables. No, pickled vegetables. And so that was kind of a pain, but I actually just kind of let it go. I just kind of let it grow and just kept bumping up these factories that were making that stuff, and tried to make an excess of production here so that we can make sure that I had leather to go over to Palermo. But I basically just almost treated Palermo as just another place that needs this stuff, and we're going to get it to them. And it worked out okay. It was not awesome. It worked out okay, and we did all right. So let's see how we did.
Exquisite goods of the highest quality. Good job. We did it, my friend. I am positively impressed by your performance here. Take some vacation. You've earned it. Arrivederci. I suppose this could have gotten worse. Maybe we should be happy with what we have accomplished here. Let's move on to the other regions of the Sicilies.
All right, so we got all our tasks done. We got a 716,000 score. Took us 5.9 years. This was not a wonderful playthrough. Look at our buddy Blah Razor up there in second place. Good job. There's Just PD at 9th. Let's look at our friends. There's got Blah Razor, Just PD. We're at 18th. Big H, V6 Turbo, and Joris Moores. So congratulations to everybody for doing a good job. I played it okay, not great. Wasn't totally in command of this one. Screwed up the signals so many times it was totally embarrassing. But it's just the same. Good playthrough. I was relatively happy with it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw something that'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.